Welcome to the video. Here we are going to see about the topic is polarography. Now we are going to see about the definition of polarography. What is mean by polarography? Polarography is an electroanalytical technique in which the solution to be analyzed is electrolyzed. The graph of current against voltage shows what is in the solution and how much it is present. And also, polarography is known as voltmetric technique. Here, this is the graph of current against voltage shows what is in solution and how much it is present. Polarography is also known as voltmetric technique in which a chemical species like ions or molecules undergo oxidation, lose electrons. If they undergo reduction, they gain electrons at the surface of a dropping mercury electrode, which means DME, dropping mercury electrode. At an applied potential, polarography is only applied to the DME. This is the instrumentation of polarography. The mercury continuously drops from the reservoir through a capillary tube to the solution. The optimum interval between the drops for most analysis between 2 seconds and 5 seconds. Now we are going to see about the principle of polarography. A dilute solution of a substance to be analyzed in a suitable medium containing an excess of supporting electrolyte like KCl, potassium chloride, is taken in a cell. The cell is provided with two mercury electrode. The large electrode is pool of mercury at the bottom of the cell which act as anode. The small electrode is a drop of mercury coming out of a very fine capillary tube which act as cathode. The concentration polarization at anode is negligible. Because of the large area, the anode potential may therefore be regarded as constant. Hence, the polarization of the whole cell is governed by the reaction occurring at the dropping mercury electrode DME. On applying a steady increasing voltage to the cell, a current voltage curve is obtained. The curve is called polarogram. Now we are going to see about the concentration polarization. As the electrolysis proceeds, the ions get deposited at the electrodes. Due to this, the concentration of ions around the electrode becomes less. This is more pronounced if the solution is not properly stirred. This results in a difference in concentration of ions. The difference in concentration may get up at a concentration cell working in the opposite direction. This will be end up in polarization. This type of polarization is called as concentration polarization. This is the significance of polarography. What is the significance of polarography? If a solution is having a number of ions is subjected to electrolysis, the ions will be discharged like cations and anions will be discharged in the order of their increasing decomposition potential. This fact is used in separation of cations. Decomposition potential help us the electroplating. Like example nickel plating, the concentration should not exceed a certain value. Otherwise the hydrogen will be evolved, plating will not be smooth and firm. The knowledge of decomposition potential plays an important role in the manufacture of brass by electrolytic method. Now we are going to see about the dropping mercury electrode DME. What is DME? DME is denoted as dropping mercury electrode. It will be used in polarography to get quantitative and qualitative analysis of substances. In this electrode, the mercury is constantly dropped into the solution from the mercury reservoir with the help of capillary tubes. The diameter of these tube is 0.03 to 0.05 millimeter. Dropping mercury electrode is polarizable and also it can act as an anode as well as cathode sometimes. The pool of mercury acts as a counter electrode. That is, it will act as an anode if DMA is cathode or vice versa. Now we are going to discuss about the advantages of polarography. A polarographic surface is reproducible with any given capillary tube, which means the size of the capillary tube. The surface area can be calculated from the weight of the drops from dropping mercury electrode. The diffusion current assumes a steady value almost, which means the stable value almost instantaneously, and it will be reproducible. First of all, what is mean by diffusion current? A diffusion current is defined as the diffusion of substance from the bulk of the solution to the vicinity of the electrodes. Vicinity, which means a nearable electrode, causes diffusion current. The high voltage of hydrogen on mercury makes a possible deposition of ions which are difficult to be reduced. Now we see about the disadvantages of polarography. The area of the microelectrode is constantly changing as the size of drop change. And also, mercury may be easily oxidized and thus limits the feasible range of the electrode. These all implies about the polarography like the significance, principle, advantages and disadvantages, instrumentations of polarography. This is everything about polarography. Thanks for listening.